actually in the Sany booth right now. And I've been talking with Joe here, and Joe's a tech with Sany, and he's been going over some things with me that I find very, very interesting. And he's been gracious enough to go on camera with us and kind of go over some of the Sany stuff, some of their technology, some of the electronics that they have, and also some of the engines and some of the powertrains and stuff that they have on their machines as well. So anyway, Joe, I appreciate it. Appreciate you taking the time. I'll have the wife hold this for me. And okay. Joe, earlier we were talking about signing something. No, the thing we did. This here is a ground penetrating radar. And you were describing some of this, the function of this. Go over that with me again, if you will.
So the benefit of this is if you've ever had a job site that was maybe a little bit off in their markings and you accidentally got into a pipe or wires and ended up making some spicy dirt, this will prevent that. So it's ground penetrating radar. It shows you where your pipes, where your plumbing, where your wires are. And then you can take this information and it communicates back to the Leica system installed on the excavator, and it will prevent those accidental oopses with some of your utility systems.
Okay. And this basically will communicate with the machine.
Yes.
And does it prevent the machine from violating this, or is that still up to the operator?
It's still up to the operator.
Okay.
But it gives the operator the knowledge of where your utilities are at.
Okay.
And a lot more accurately.
Okay.
Than a paint.
I mean, like I said, that is awesome. And is this device, is it available at most of your Sany dealers, or is it something that you?
Yes. So the Leica system is a dealer installed option, and the Leica folks have been really great with us. They have these options on some of our excavators, our rollers, and our motor graders.
Okay.
So it really gives the operator feedback, and it can prevent a lot of extra time in your job site prep.
Okay. Awesome. That is really, really neat. That's really, really neat. And this is a Leica system, and we were talking about inside the Sany machine there's a Leica display in there as
Yes,
well,
sir.
correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go over there and let's look at that a little bit. This is a Sany, it's an XV60C. XY60C. And you said earlier it is about 70.
It's no depth, it's about 74.
About 74 horsepower, okay. What's the weight on it?
So our
said, if you hit a hose, you rip a hose, the root hits a piece of T-post or something, hits it, you don't have to disassemble half of the machine to replace the hose.
Yeah, you don't have to take the counterweight off to fix your hose.
Awesome. I'm gonna hop up inside real quick and we'll look at that, and then maybe pop the hood and see what we've got underneath there. And you did say that this is just under the depth, correct? It does have a DPF?
It does have a DPF, so we will have to do regens, but it does not have diesel exhaust fluid. It doesn't require it.
Okay, well, we're gonna hop up in here. Like I said, very, very comfortable. Very, very comfortable looking. This is the Leica display that he was talking about with the sensors out on the boom. And he said that you can actually do slope with this as well, correct?
Yes.
Okay. But the sensors will determine your depth based on the spacing between them, and it displays here, and we'll let you know. And again, this is part of the Leica system, which also works with that ground penetrating radar as well. So very nice machine in here. Blade control, the little joystick blade control.
Got your blade.
Okay.
Roll up window in the front with a sunroof, fire extinguisher. All the machines should have a escape tool or glass breaker.
Okay.
So, and we also, something I like about Sany is you got a high back seat, and a lot of the design that went into a Sany, and we've got to experience a lot, is operators sit in the cab, 8, 10, sometimes 12 hours a day, and the machine takes a beating, but the operator takes a beating too. So if you sit in the cab and you feel the joystick's responsible, it's not going. This machine's gonna let you do your work, but after work's over, you still are able to get out, stand up straight, and have a life.
So it's not going to beat you to death.
It's not going to beat you to death. So when you get done working with this, you're good. You don't feel like you've been in the blender all day, and you can go home, play ball with the kids, take the daughter to ballet.
Sure. Like I said, easy access controls, the radio and the AC heat controls all here. Me personally, I'm kind of a old school guy. I like knobs versus a bunch of touch screens. That's me personally. So I'm completely fine with this system here. Joysticks, wide joysticks. I like that. Some of the manufacturers that I've been around have small joysticks. I don't know. That's an annoyance to me. Because you're just constantly feeling like you're having to grip really tight. These you can just lay your hand on, and you've got a rocker switch here.
So the rocker switch is for your proportional auxiliaries. The buttons are for your on-off.
Okay.
For the A and B side auxiliaries.
Okay. I got you.
And then all of our joysticks are hydraulic, pilot operated.
Okay.
And that's my personal opinion, that's the best, because you get the feedback from the machine.
Yes.
And you can feel that.
Yes, you can, and also the response. Yeah, most of your electronic controls, you have just a little bit of a delay.
There's the creep factor. So
exactly.
As you stroke the stick and you're looking for a function to move, is it, and usually you overcompensate.
Absolutely.
And it's a jerk.
Absolutely.
So with this, if you want to do slow, steady, precise dig in place, or if you're trying to do just finish, or you're working around an obstruction, this really gives you the ability to have fast cycle times when you need it, but it gives you precise digging and bucket placement also.
Awesome. Attachment wise, I'm going to go ahead and crawl out of here.
So this is we rated it 55 horsepower, so it's 55 horsepower.
Okay.
So and that's a rock solid engine.
Okay, yeah, and I mean Yanmar is using a lot of manufacturers.
Absolutely.
A lot of manufacturers. Swing boom.
Yep.
Is that standard? Is that an option on these?
No, everything is standard. So with Sany, a lot of times you get the LED package, you get the air conditioning, you get the pivot motor. So a lot of the upgrades that you can pay for competition, you get standard channels. So I mean, the heat in there is so Sany puts everything the operator needs already in the machine, and there's no upcharge for convenience.
Now, is there an option for an angle blade?
The angle blade is coming.
That's coming.
That is an option that we will be adding shortly to the meeting line when everything's completed.
Awesome. I mean, you know, like for me, I hate to take multiple. If I'm by myself, I can take multiple machines. They have downtime, transporting machines, and that angle blade, if you're doing some ditching, would be awesome to have.
Yes, sir. And our customers have told us that, you know, we need the angle blade. So we have heard them. The engineers are listening, and they're going to give us the angle blade option.
Now, Sany, Chinese company?
Yes.
Or Chinese company.
So it's a Chinese company. It's actually a worldwide. Okay. And we have manufacturing facilities everywhere, all over the globe. But I'm from Georgia. I guess my accent may get that away. But where I'm from, in Peachtree City, Georgia, we assemble and manufacture the larger excavators, the 215s.
Okay. Like I said, now, and there is manufacturing because I have seen Sany display made in America on some of their stuff. So there is manufacturing places in the U.S.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you said where again?
In Peachtree City, Georgia.
Peachtree City, Georgia.
That's actually the theme of our booth is welcome to Georgia, welcome to Peachtree City.
Yes.
Some of our local landmarks in Peachtree City. We got an old red barn, and we kind of brought that in. We actually have good music, country. So so welcome to Georgia. That's the theme for
That's awesome. Let's you mind if we look in the back and look at the engine and see how that's all laid out? Okay. So I mean, in the modern excavator world, this is extremely clean because some of the hoods you pop, you can't even see the engine. And that's impressive actually. Like I said, Yanmar engine. You got your DPF system here. It's in the open. It's not all tucked in. Pump. You said Kawasaki pump. Yeah, it is.
And the thing about Sany and the way we designed it is easy to service. You can touch all your service points, your belts, your filters. You can, if you need to inspect it, your AC filters, you can get to it.
Absolutely. You've got filters, what, oil filter, fuel filter. Okay, single fuel filter.
Well, we have a fuel water separator.
Okay.
Here. So we got a fuel water separator with your water and fuel form.
Okay. So that's automated. That will let you know if you get a bunch of water in.
So if you get a lot of water in it, and diesel's known for having a lot of moisture in it.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you can drain it here, and then this just lets you know if you've got excessive water, and then that sends fuel over to our primary fuel.
Okay. And is there a cartridge filter in here or what? Okay. Cartridge filter in there.
So this gets the I call it the bowling balls and the big debris out. One of the algae sometimes that forms in the diesel.
Yes.
So it actually, the way the fuel system is it sucks through this filter and then sends fuel over to your high pressure fuel.
Okay, gotcha. Good. Very, very open, very easy to get to.
And we do have removable screens.
Removable radiator screens. That is always super handy, so you don't have to be constantly blowing the radiator out. If you get in a demo environment, you have a bunch of insulation and things blowing around. You'll always suck it in there.
So yeah, this is the vacuum cleaner of the job site.
Oh, absolutely.
Pretty much inside. So,
absolutely.
And it does pull clean, cool air through for engine efficiency. But all of the debris and dust that gets kicked up gets sucked right in here. So we make it easy to clean.
Like I said, I'm impressed. That is so clean. Very clean. Well, some of the other manufacturers, you open the hoods up on them, and they're just cluttered with stuff. And again, you can't even hardly find the engine. But that is extremely, extremely clean.
Yeah. So we try, and I'm on the service side. So
control valve.
Hydraulic control valve is easy to get to. Your one-way flow valve is right here.
Okay.
And that does move locations sometimes depending on what model you got. It's where we have real estate to put it. But that'll put it in hammer mode.
Okay.
Typically your one-way flow mode. And we got a storage here for your grease gun.
Okay.
Your air filters here.
Right.
This is your
accumulator
and your pilot and 2-speed lever
Okay.
lock.
What about pattern changer?
The pattern change valve is on. I forgot to show you. It's on the other side. So
Okay.
each one of these you can change. If
Let's
you
look
got
at
a second.
Yeah, let's look at that real quick.
So your pattern change valve's right here,
Okay.
and you can change it from backhoe to cat mode or ISO to. So you can change your mode. And really, all the pattern change valve's doing is moving your boom and arm functions
Correct.
from left to right joystick.
Yes. I grew up, I'm an SAE guy, I'm a backhoe control guy, and
Right.
I catch a lot of crap because of it, but
Yep.
I mean, to me, that's what I learned. I learned on a backhoe. I slid right into these.
Right.
I run back, like I said, SAE controls, and I didn't have to relearn. I didn't have to do any of that. I just hit the ground running.
So it's what you're used to. And I remember before we even had this, sometimes back in the days, you would see operators that would try to overthink it. But now we've got it here. This is standard on all the Sany excavators. So you can make it fit you. It's got a thumb screw, you unscrew it, and then just move your valve and you can change the pattern.
Yeah, super simple, and it makes it more accommodating for more operators. If you have multiple operators that run different machinery, it makes it extremely versatile in that aspect. So I almost bought a European machine one time that had no pattern changer.
Oh, no.
So they had to change the hoses around,
Right.
and so that makes that machine, if you have multiple operators, that just makes that machine much more difficult.
Yes.
Because once those hoses are changed, it's not a 2-minute deal. I mean,
it is set that way now, and yeah. So now I do see some operators to play a joke on their buddy or the guy that's working after, and they'll come in here and adjust that right in the middle. So now when you hit your boom, nothing works. And I've even got service calls for that. Like, it was working yesterday. Why is it not working now? Like, was your buddy playing a trick on you? Maybe. And so I always tell them, come back here first. If it travels, fine. Swings, fine. But your problem's in the boom and arm. Come back here and check that, because I almost guarantee, and lock it in. But I have seen that so many times, and we are kind of pranksters.
Absolutely.
And I've been sent, when I was a young buck, they sent me after buckets of steam, axle stretchers, and sky hooks.
Exactly.
But that is something I see often. And if you get in your excavator and it's always boom and arm, and everything else works fine in bucket, come back and check.
Come back and tell you somebody's probably messed with it.
Somebody has messed with it. I can almost guarantee.
That's funny. That's funny. Like I said, I mean, I'm impressed with the cleanliness of the machine. I mean, as far as the back here goes, that is just awesome. Absolutely awesome. That's impressive. That's impressive from somebody that not only owns multiple branded machines, but some of the other machines I've rented. I mean, like I said, you crack the hood open on them and you're like, oh my gosh. So that is extremely good.
I got 40
I'm happy to be a part of it. And part of my growth, I've been with Sany for 3 years. And I came from the competition, and Sany, they actually called me and said, hey, you want to come work for Sany? And my response was, yeah. And I went down to Peachtree City, and I ran the equipment. I got the sentence from stick time. And it really impressed me with the quality. How you can be smooth and do fine grading, backfilling, and then when you need the power to start moving root balls and boulders, you just got it. So Sany sold me on quality and just how the machine works. So I've been happy to be a part of Sany ever since then.
You know, if you get a heavier gauge,
Oh yeah, all steel.
Yeah, and no plastic. No, some of the machines I've been on, they're very tinny, and it doesn't take much. A root to flip up, it'll dent. You know, I mean, it'll dent the side.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's a nice, thick, good quality. Good quality.
And with plastic, realistically on the job site, you're going to break it pretty quick.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're going to swing into something, and you're going to hit it.
We don't fit those corners on some of the panels, and we go flat. I mean, really. That's not meant for the job site. That's meant for kids' toys, not the job site.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is very impressive. I'm actually kind of shocked. I mean, it is very, very clean. Very clean. And again, I am not overly familiar. As I said earlier, I didn't know Sany made graders.
Oh yes.
We have a backhoe. We have a backhoe right here. I had no idea that Sany made backhoes.
Yes, this is our newest. We're unveiling it this year here at Conexpo. So this is our newest product that we're coming to market with. This one has a Deutsch 3.6 liter.
Deutsch, okay.
Deutsch 3.6.
Again, very common.
Very common. With the cab, it's a real spacious cab because I'm not as petite as I used to be. So
None of us are.
So you can drive with the elbows out, and for operating and getting in and out visibility. So it's got a lot of this is a Swiss Army knife job.
Oh, absolutely. See, this is what I started with. I started with a backhoe.
Okay.
And so that's where I cut my teeth on. And so, I mean, one of the most versatile machines on a job site. I mean, really. And again, it's got that bent boom cat slash kind of John Deere look to it. And I had a 580 Super L case.
Right.
That's what I started with. But yeah, nice looking machine as well.
And just to point out on that one, no plastic on this one either. So it's realistically, you're going to hit it. It's going to get beat up. And this is just another example of where you put a little bit of thought in the front and make it rugged for the application. So we want to put something out there that the operators just going to make them take away and stick around for a lifetime.
Absolutely. Because I mean, as a contractor, you're spending a lot of money on these machines. You don't want to spend a lot of money on these and then last a year and a half, and then you're starting to work on them all the time and stuff like that. So I mean, a lot of these machines cost as much as a house. So
yes,
it is a huge investment. So you want a good quality machine. So again, very strong looking machine as well. Like I said, it has piqued my curiosity, and it has me intrigued.
I am so happy you came by and you got to see this. And my best advice is get it and spend some stick time in it. And I feel confident you'll be as impressed as I am.
Rent a machine and just try it out, and that'll kind of let you know what you like, what you don't like, and if that's something you want to invest in. So anyway, Joe, I appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming out.
And I believe that, like I said, it looks to me like that these are going to do well. And good quality machines, look great. So anyway, definitely going to be trying them out for sure. So anyway, all right, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Again, appreciate it again. Thank you. Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna do an outro here. This is end of day 3, I believe. It's all kind of running together now. But I want to give a shout out to Sany. The minute I walked in, Sany absolutely took care of me and ushered me around like I'd been a part of Sany for 10 years. So I want to give a shout out to Joe Topia, who is actually a tech for Sany. He's the one I conducted the interview with, and he did an awesome job. I also done a promotional video with Sany and I'm not sure exactly when that's going to come out, but I'll let everybody know on that. And anyway, again, shout out to Sany, bending over backwards, took very good care of me, and I'll be honest with you, I'm very, very impressed with that SY60 machine. And again, I'm looking for a mini to add to my fleet, and honestly, I really need to go rent one and try it out and see. But I was very, very impressed with that machine, just the cleanliness and everything of it. So again, want to give a shout out to Sany, and anyway, definitely we'll be checking them out in the future. So again, don't forget to like and subscribe, leave comments, ring that notification bell, and that way you know when I post new videos. Also, follow me at DirtDaddy953 on Instagram. I'll have a whole bunch of pictures there. So anyway, guys, I'm out of here, and we'll see you later.